So, it looks like the Tories are making our enemies for us. Really? First step, split up from the EU. Second step, start a fight with France. What? These are the people we have in charge. Liz Truss is going to make things worse. If she doesn't, I will be incredibly shocked. Incredibly shocked. This psychopath and now saying that the jury's out on whether France is an ally. France is an ally in NATO. First there's the snubbing of France with the AUKUS agreement, and then you get this shit. It's the Brexiteers want us to go back several hundred years so that we're having another fight with France. Needless fight, I will say. This is a bellicose government, an aggressive government. They don't care. At the very least, they don't fucking seem to. This is not what we need. Not a time like this. But we've got Liz Truss trying to piss off people on our own fucking island, antagonising our neighbours on our own island, and now she's antagonising our next door neighbour into Europe. I'm waiting for her to come out with something derogatory towards the Irish. Why fucking not? Why don't you do the Welsh? Make the Welsh want to fucking piss off too? Fucking idiot. Isolationism. That's what this is. They say, oh, the global Britain. Bullshit. None of their fucking their trade pacts have got free tariffs in it, which is one of the things that they keep lauding. There's a lie there. Look, Liz Truss is a fucking liar, and if we're not careful, she's going to lead us into a war, and not necessarily with the people we think, and we'd lose. If we didn't have the backing of the US, which if we were against the EU, I think we wouldn't, we'd lose significantly. It's absurd. This kind of action, this kind of not action, but this kind of these kind of words, and over and over, and it's over and over again as well. That's the added thing. Over and over again, this is more and more antagonism. For what gain? This government is bellicose and antagonistic for what gain? Someone tell me. Because I'm not seeing the benefit. We're hardly the world's most premier fucking military power anymore. Oh, don't get me wrong, we're still dangerous. And I don't think we're quite as incompetent militarily, nowhere near as incompetent as the Russians militarily. But we're not like the world superpower anymore. We need to stop behaving like we are. It's ridiculous, and it's embarrassing, and it's humiliating. Because these dickheads do get us into a war, and we don't have the backing of our big, our bigger friends across the water, then we're fucked. We've not got the power we did a couple of 100 years ago. Us against France would be difficult, very difficult for us, and would make things more difficult because of Brexit. You know, you've already got people being aggressive towards the French because of the fishing and stuff. It doesn't really matter much. The migrants thing, we need to come to an agreement with the French over this. What we don't need is to consistently trying to get into fucking arguments with French. And now you got Truss being antagonistic towards the French. Is France our enemy? Not knowing whether or not France is our... That's ridiculous. But you know, this is how they influence the right. The right is about being antagonistic. Don't get me wrong, being on the left can be about being antagonistic too, but like when it's being antagonistic for these stupid aggressive reasons, we're really heading towards we're heading towards a pile of shite. There's no other way to put it. This big fucking pile of turd that is our future. That's what we're heading towards. But you get these idiots who are just not listening, or they're not listening, and it's either through they don't hear it or they choose not to hear it, and the latter is definitely worse. They choose not to hear it, or if they hear it and then deny it and then say the complete opposite, which is quite often a usual thing. It's really disturbing. This is who we got. This is who we have in charge. Someone who is antagonistic towards even more antagonistic towards the French. We don't need someone like her in charge. We don't. We don't need the Tories in charge anymore. We didn't even in charge in the first place. But there must be a way to call a snap election at this point to force their hand. Surely there must be a way to force their hand. We are, and until the next general election, things are going to get worse. And if I'm wrong, I will eat my hat. Or give it to the rats to chew, probably. You know, either way. You know, the DUP in Northern Ireland are, you know, trying to force the Tories into an even more extreme position. And Truss, of all of them, seems to be the most willing to do that. How is this making Britain better? How? I am not seeing the advantages. None. Let me know what you think. I'm really fucking disturbed. That's where I am right now. I am really disturbed at the point of that British politics has gotten to over the last 12 years. And 6 years ago, we were arguing about our own politics, and now we're talking about fucking having arguments with our closest allies, like geographically. scrapping the Northern Ireland Protocol is fucking snubbing the Americans. And I don't have a great love for the Americans, but in the world, geopolitically, they are our ally, our biggest ally. And with this Northern Ireland bill, we're just going to go, fuck you, America. Fuck you, Ireland. Fuck you, EU. We do what we want because we're British and we know best. It's so fucking ridiculous. That is the attitude of the right. We are British, therefore, or the British right. We are British, we know best. That's nationalism for you. Look at that. Oh, hello, my Freya. But that's nationalism for you. An aggressive outlook towards your closest neighbours. We're being aggressive towards Scotland. In essence, we're being aggressive towards Ireland and France by being aggressive to the EU. And then technically, by being aggressive to them, we're also being aggressive to our biggest ally, America. We need to back down because we're not in a strong position. We are the rabid Wolverine that thinks it can still keep going after it's lost both its fucking legs and one of it, both its back legs and one of its front legs, and yet it's still viciously trying to fucking attack. It is ridiculous. It is embarrassing. It is humiliating. And the right are doing this to our own country. They're making it so we're doing this to ourselves. Wake up, people. We aren't the big military power that we were. Nowhere near. Time to wake up. This has been some Dorkoviska from Shadwita, and I hope everyone has a good day. But yeah, this is where we're heading, guys. Haran Godad.